Yo, it's your boy P. Kemp. So Bishop Lamor Whitehead, or pastor or whatever, let's use the term bishop loosely, is in the news again for putting his hands on a woman in his congregation. That was kind of stirring up stuff. I'm gonna show it to you.
You want to come preach? Come on up here. Come on up here. Yeah, come on up here. Come on up here. I'm gonna make you famous. Come on up here. Jesus, let's pray in the spirit, y'all. Loko shana ma 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 si. Loko bo shata ba ba ba. Lete bebe go shates. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Now go over here. Go over here. Grab her out. Grab her out.
So as you can see, he went ahead and choked her up. They was in there disturbing the service, talking loud and protesting and whatever they was doing. And he ended up putting hands on them. He claims because the woman was walking towards his wife and baby. And then he went into a whole, did like a whole little interview afterwards. But when you come after my baby and attack my babies, and, that's when I got to lay hands on you. Listen, man, you can paint it however you want to paint it. But you know what it looked like to me? It looked like somebody, when they get mad and they can't wait to get a hold of you, and they finally, you know what I'm saying? Remind me like Ving Rhames when he finally got a hold of Jody. That's what that looked like. So don't try to paint it as, oh, they was heading towards my babies and I put the extra sauce on it. You was waiting to strangulate that chick because you was mad they was disrupting your service. And as mad as she made you, that woman ain't did nothing. She didn't slap you or nothing, so you shouldn't have been putting your hands on her, bro. Like, it is what it is. I know you mad, but that don't give you the right. He gives his own recount of how stuff went down, much as he did as when the robbery happened. I don't know if y'all know, but this is the preacher that got robbed streaming a show. And he gives an account of how it happened, and then you watch it, and it's a different account of how it happened. You know what I'm saying? So you can only take this guy's word as far as you can throw it. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I wholeheartedly did not agree with them people robbing him in this church. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that understood. But it's just the way that he went about handling himself and his ministry after that kind of opened my eyes to see a thing or two about him, and that just decided to myself, like, I don't think he's ready to leave. You know what I'm saying? But, and them brothers going to have to answer to God too as well that went in this church and robbed him. But this dude, I mean, I guess he been to jail before. He's a street dude. He's a hustler. And now he's in the church. And all I can say is be careful who you follow, man. Because this is no one I would be following. More kudos to the brother. Do your thing. Like, I'm glad he is going to God to try to get better and try to do his thing. But I don't think he's ready to lead yet. I was watching Pierre Capone and Comedy Hype, and they was asking, and Symphony, and they was asking, should it be more things you should have to do to become a pastor or a bishop or this, that, and other? Because it doesn't seem to be clear-cut steps to take to become a pastor or certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I agree and I disagree. I don't, I do believe it should be some type of standard held, though. Some type of regard to studying this, that, and other, because it's one thing to just wake up and just be like, oh, I was called by God. But a lot, like in this day and age, I mean, you could just jump up and say that after you had a dream about something God showed you, but you could go and start preaching to people and have never read the Bible or never read, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could call yourself bishop and and go lead a congregation, but Capone brought up something as well. It's like, hey, why y'all want to change the rules now? You didn't change them when the Catholic priest was molesting people back in the day, and still are now. So, but I still don't think that it should be a whole, rigmarole, but it should be some type of process to go through to make sure that people are well versed in the knowledge of teaching God's word before they're able to just become a pastor. But it still doesn't matter. That's just only the part of studying. You still can't put a guy through a test to gauge his morality and what type of person he's going to be. You can't, or her. You know what I'm saying? So it still doesn't matter. It's still going to be bad people that's going to slip through the cracks and still be out here trying to pimp the church and still be out here. You know, I heard this pastor, somebody said he stole 90,000 from one of his members, and that is allegedly. I ain't trying to say he stole nothing if he didn't. Yeah, it's just a whole lot of bull that tends to go on in the church. But we as Christians got to be held accountable too, because we be following anybody and anything. Any little gimmick we see, we follow it. And this is why I understand why a lot of people that are outside looking in at Christians uh, held us, they hold us up to be the joke of the religious world. You know what I'm saying? We are the butt of the joke. You know what I'm saying? As you can see in this case where D.L. Hughley had some words for him. They went back and forth last time during the robbery or whatever. But D.L. Hughley was like, the Rolls Royce Reverend of the Cuban Link Covenant was seen laying hands around the neck of a woman that claims was a threat to his wife and daughter. A move straight out of the book of, I believe it was Strangulations 3:16. And this is why we keep catching these jokes like this, man, because you just should not be a man of God that's claiming to be leading the people and then showing out the way that this guy does. I mean, after he got robbed or whatever, the situation they have, which was terrible, the situation in the church, but it's just the whole way and how he handled it and the whole way he went about it is just, it seems suspect from the start. Like, you don't know why was he being targeted? Is it just because he got money? And just because he got money don't mean he should be targeted. But then again, you walking around with $1 million worth of jewelry on. We just had this conversation about PNB Rock, the rapper. You know, it's kind of like jumping into shark-infested waters with an open wound. You walk around $1 million worth of jewelry on. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to do that, but you better watch your back when you do. And if that type of element comes towards you, I'm not to be surprised of that. But then it was like the way he handled it after. Like, he was doing an interview with somebody and they was talking about it. I guess apparently the girl laughed as they was he thought they was making fun of him getting robbed, and he went off on the girl, start calling her Biggie and Biggie Smalls and all this stuff. It's just like, listen, bro, I understand we all human, but this just ain't what I want to see from nobody that I'm following calling pastor. I don't want to see you having back and forth with somebody on, you know, in this type of manner. It's just, I'm not even going to play all the stuff that he did and the rebuttal and the interview that he did. Anyway, at one point he was talking about he wanted to box D.L. Hughley because he ain't no punk and he ain't going to let nobody talk to him crazy. That's fine, man. And for y'all that want to keep following this dude, go right ahead. But I'm just saying, just don't be surprised when you're getting more of a Atlanta Housewives type of love and hip hop type of vibe at this dude's church. You get more of a reality TV, or even they had the pastors on reality TV show, Real Pastors of LA or something. I don't know what it was, but it's just that type of just ain't for me, man. It ain't for me to be following. And if you seeing these type of red flags to do with these type of pastors or from whatever pastor that you're following, I mean, I'm just saying, sometimes I'm not saying they should be perfect, and I don't think we should, when our pastors and preachers and stuff kind of go into pitfalls or show that they are able to be sinners too, I don't think we should just throw them away. But once again, I don't think they should just be able to keep leading people frivolously, you know, because some of these pastors, they out here putting babies in every chick in the congregation, but they still, you know, up on stage, like they won't be shamed about it and this, that, and that. No, sir, you are supposed to be shamed about stuff like that. You're not supposed to be carrying on in a such way that would have you to look like one of us. I mean, you are one of us. We all human. We all sin. But come on, bro. This ain't what the people need as far as the leading and looking at a leader. We need to be following somebody that's trying to teach us to do different things. We out here in the street slanging and Johnny Appleseed out here. You know what I'm saying? We need to see something different from you, man. We need to see something more that we could strive for and look up to. Not somebody that we could be like, yeah, what's up? We going to strip club later? Well, just take your robe off so we can go get on. You know, it just that ain't just what we need to be following. And although it may seem more human, something that most us heathens can relate to, it ain't something that we should be striving to be. So pay attention to who you follow, man, because if it's starting to give off the type of signals where you like, man, I don't think I'm getting what I'm supposed to get from this. If you can go home and watch reality TV and get about the same thing that you're getting from your pastor without giving up all of your money, then I don't think that's the church you need to be in. I already got a problem with all these mega churches and the money and the way they've been preaching about tithes and offering is turned out to be wrong. And you know what I'm saying? They're flying jets and this, that, and another. Like that just ain't my type of vibe. If you, I just didn't see Jesus in the Bible going around rich and wealthy and, you know, wearing the gold and satin and all that. He didn't say you to be blessed, that's you had to have the best of the best, because Jesus was about giving back to the people. So he was making sure other people was blessed. So my whole thing is, how can you make sure other people blessed while you trying to make sure you flying in jets? It's kind of hard to do both. You know what I'm saying? But this your boy P Camp. Tell me what you think about this Lamor Whitehead situation. I don't know, man. Let me know. Is that your type of pastor or not? Let me know. Put some in the comments for your boy.